Hey guys, Junior Credit here, or Ready for short, and today I wanted to take a look at the Guilty Gear Strive Developers Backyard. I'm coming to this a little late, but I still wanted to read it. I hold off from reading it because I wanted to do it in the moment, go through it with you guys and see, and just wait for me to be able to like upload it at the same time and all that good stuff. So now I'm just ready to dive into the Developers Backyard. I don't know much about it. I kind of stayed away from it. I wanted to just see it fresh. So I really don't know what the topic of this developer's backyard was. Obviously the game, but I don't know exactly what the main thing he was focusing on. I know there was a character popularity chart, but for now I just want to get into it, read it, and let's see what's it about, what it is about. Greetings to everyone reading this installment of Development Backyard. This is Katano from the development team of Arc System Works. First of all, I'd like to sincerely thank everyone who took this part of the Guilty Gear open beta test for Guilty Gear Strive during February. The server survey in this volume to look at the data, survey answers from the total of all languages, approximately 51,000 responses to the survey. This ain't so part. God damn. Sheesh. Which character did you use the most during the open beta test? Okay. So Japan was Ram, Asia was Soul, North America was Ram, South America was Giovanna, Europe was Ram, and Oceania was Ram. Damn. Ram is just littered through this tier, through this popularity poll, through the polling, and like she's always like either one or two. That's low-key crazy. It was a shit ton of Ram. So during the open beta test, there was a shit ton. She was the strongest character in the beta, at least in my opinion. A very strong opinion that she was the most strong character in the beta. But she was fun as hell too. Ram was so fun. I do not blame him. I'm kind of shocked that South America picked Giovanna the most. I didn't see that many Giovanna. I'm surprised that Giovanna has a #1 spot at all. I did not see a lot of Giovannas when I was playing the beta. That's okay, shocking. And Nagoriyuki at the bottom, but people were still playing the boy Nagoriyuki. And of course, Soul, Yashodo. You don't know who to pick, go to Soul. And Ka. Okay, Ka. But yeah, it's legit all the same characters for every poll. Sheesh. Wow, okay. That's actually kind of interesting. Which character do you like the most in GGST? Japan, Ramathor. That's a vibe. I don't honestly understand that. I can't even get mad because I 100% understand it. Because if it's not Giovanna, for me, it's Ramathor. It actually is Ramathor. So I 100% understand it. So this is just character favorites though. This isn't including like gameplay. I would probably include gameplay, but I'm gonna assume the overall character personality that this is being assumed on. So that'd be cool. A lot of Soul. Soul was mad good in this game. I think this is my favorite iteration of Soul. Soul was super cool in this game. I'm happy to see him on the list. Yeah, this is where I was expecting to see more of the characters like Melia, Potemkin. Well, that makes sense that the most liked character were the characters that was played the most too. I don't see a lot of, that's like legit one Melia. Yeah. That's kind of shocking. I thought it would be a lot more like May Melia fans type stuff. I thought it would be a lot more Leo fans too, to be honest. I'm shocked about this. We asked for the characters that everyone played the most in the field separately, but the answers were more or less similar for both. Ramathor is extremely popular in every region, it seems. Yes, sir. It's pretty unusual for Guilty Gear series to have a new character who plays highly in popular rankings, but Giovanna is quite popular outside of Asia. Yes. The result was really interesting, especially the differences between regions. Please rate the following modes. Okay. Versus mode. Versus mode. Pretty good, yeah. Tutorial mode. Oh, this is interesting. How they did the tutorial average. I thought the tutorial was pretty good. I mean, I guess it wasn't. If you're going from Exert 2's tutorial, Rev 2 tutorial to Strive's tutorial, then there's definitely a reason to be like, yo, this is average. Cause Strive, Exert Rev's 2 tutorial is kind of insane. Like it's probably one of the best fighting game tutorials that is actually put out right now. If you need to know something, it's in the tutorial. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. If you need to know something, it's straight up in the tutorial. Like, that's mad crazy. So I can't 100% understand that. Okay. Navic World, don't lobby. I'm gonna say people are saying this for the overall appeal, how the lobby looked, and how the lobby functioned too. The lobby wasn't very good. I can't even lie. Like, if I didn't use the lobby at all, I just did quick match. I always did quick match. I just ran through quick match. The lobby wasn't Well, from the first beta, it's an improvement, but as a lobby overall, it can definitely be improved. Especially there was some slight glitches going on, and it was kind of hard to like get next to person, especially if people was in a crowded area. So it was really hard to differentiate between people. So stuff like that, I can definitely understand why people say the lobby was bad to very bad. I understand that, yeah. But the quick match, in my opinion, was pretty good. Because I think quick match is quick match. You put your requirements in, you hit play, you hit start, it gets your match, you go right straight in. So I was actually really nice when I was treated pretty well by the quick match. It was really nice for me. But I see these results. It's definitely way more in a positive spot, or just a nicer spot than the online lobby itself. The quick match, it was efficient, it was quick, it went there and you did it. I see the training mode. It was majority vote on good for on very good for training mode. Training mode was very good. It had it followed the route of like the DBFZ training mode, and I forgot what other training. Grand Blue Fantasy training mode. It followed that route, and that training mode was really good because if you need to expand on certain things, it's there for you to expand on without you having to kind of outsource from the game a little bit. It's kind of there for you. So I think that was pretty good. They gave you a lot of options, and in training mode, especially for a fighting game, and a fighting game that has some really neat mechanics and a lot of character individuality, having those multiple options for you is a very, very, very good thing. So they did really good on that. So I'll give them the training mode. The training mode was really good. I agree with that. Let's see. Perhaps Versus Mode received a high rating due to the option to rematch without extra loading time. That is a very, very good point. It didn't get as much playtime, however, likely due to the effects of COVID-19. Tutorial mode received mixed reactions. Some praised it for the unique freedom it gives the player as opposed to traditional textbook style explanation. Others, however, pointed out that it lacked the explanations needed for an introduction to a game. Our intent for the tutorial mode in GGST is to show the player that they can enjoy fighting games without having to study. We intentionally left out explanations of game mechanics and different uses for each attack button. That was not smart. I don't agree with that at all. A part of any experience is learning. If you want to get good at anything, you gotta study. If you want to learn how to cook, you gotta at one point read a recipe or look at a cookbook, or at least test out the flavors to know which ones go with each other. You got to study the ingredients to know how it mixes well and what goes with what. You got to study to be good at anything. You can't just take out study and be like, oh, be good at it. That's very half-assed. I don't know about that one. I can't say I'm with them on that one. In our previous games, players new to the fighter genre would need to put in some practice in order to complete the tutorial. Yes. We checked the result data and replays from the first floor of the ranked tower. We saw many matches where neither player used special moves or every game mechanic. Okay, we will brush up on finer aspects of this mode, but for the most part, we felt this style tutorial was successful. I do not think. Well, the concept, I think the concept wasn't very good. The concept of what they just said wasn't very good. But if in their eyes they saw it successful from a developer, from their eyes, we gotta see, okay, they seen it as success. But personally, how I feel, I don't think that's a very good concept. I think that's a concept that can easily flood a lot of ideals and just take a turn for the worse very fast. Also, in the finished game, the mission mode will include missions for practicing game mechanics such as wall break, roaming cancels, combos for each character. Yes, combos, thank goodness. As well as a variety of techniques. Players who want to delve deeper into the various mechanics or level up their game can look forward to that. Okay, nice. The online lobby is the area from the test we need to work on the most. I can't speak. I cannot read. Oh my gosh. We need to most work on and have determined needs to be improved before release. Yup, everybody was saying that. That's what everybody's big opinion on the game. Oh, not the biggest opinion, but a lot of. If there was a topic of the game, it was definitely the online lobby. It was 100% the online lobby. The fans definitely had their opinions on that, for sure, 100%. Even aside from the survey issues, it was difficult to use and hard to understand how it worked. Although we continually worked on internal improvements following last year's closed beta test, we realized that we let everyone down. Okay, self-reflection. That's kind of heartbreaking to hear. But I understand it because you gotta put your best forward, and not everybody. When you're putting out a product for everybody, not everybody's going to enjoy it. Or when you're putting a product out for people to enjoy, not everybody's going to enjoy it. You know, so like you gotta boss up and be like, all right, gotta make it better. You know. Here are some of the plans. We have to fix the issues. Change into a system where players select a visible area where they want to have a match. Okay. After winning a match, the player stays where they are in a battle-ready state unless their ratings change. That seems kind of the same to me. A little bit, right? Because they kind of kept you in the same place when you finish the match already. Adding a rematch option, that saves, that gives them like, I can't imagine how much like of a up that gave them by adding a rematch function. It's so OD. Rematch functions are so like pivotal, but it's so looked over sometimes. Like, why don't you have a rematch function? Like, rematch functions are so important. It's just a blessing. We love rematch functions here. We love them. Expanding the area in each lobby, adding an option to hide the news display, and adding a dash move for avatars. That's OD. That news display, even though it wasn't as big, low-key, the option to hide it and the option to see it was a really important thing. I think I understand the fact that they want to be like, hey, look at what's happening in the tournaments, look at what new characters are coming out, look at some DLC we're adding, you know, look at what the game was going to go on, what's going to happen next with the game. I 100% understand why they put the news there and why they didn't make it so you could hide it. I understand the idea, but having the option to hide the news, I think it's even better, because now the people are going to see the news regardless through some form of media, but I guess they wanted you to see it through the game. But now people can, like, having a choice on that matter improves the player interaction a bit, because, you know, I think options are always a good thing. Options is always a good thing. And then you can be like, hey, what's happening with the game? Oh, let me just tune into the game and find out, you know? That's like, I guess it's more in your mind now. And adding the dash move for Avatar is really good, because, you know, getting back and forth, place to place quickly is always a good thing. It's always a good thing. This will make the lobbies more like those in our other games. However, systems such as moving floors when your rating changes and the options to enter training mode while waiting for a match will remain. Understood? We would like to conduct another beta test once these fixes are ready. Hopefully, man. I would love to play it again. I had so much fun. Man, I would love it. I would actually love it. Although the training mode was praised for the number of options available, players also noted that the menu was difficult to understand. Okay, we are looking into ways to improve the visibility for all menus for all modes. I thought it was pretty easy to understand, but I guess having a lot can clutter your vision, so I can understand that 100%. People wanting to like navigate them around the menu easier, probably up in the font a bit, spacing out the characters a bit more. That would help a lot. Okay, I understand that. Okay, please rate the following aspects. Character visuals, very good, yes. We don't need to talk about that. Character animations, very good, yes. We need to talk about that. It looks fantastic. Stage graphics, very good. I think stages look very good. I think the only thing that can improve the stages is adding more stages. Straight up. I think the only thing that can improve the stages is adding more stages. The round start and wind screen visuals, I think they were very good. I want to say good. I think they were very good. I think from the aspect of Guilty Gear, it's very different because it was much more clean than, like, you know, the excerpt. But I think the Rev 2 like windscreen visuals, the round star visual for Rev 2 were really good because it was a lot more personalized. It literally only focused on like one character in their entire frame at a time. This game does it too, but it has that interaction when they both see each other, so it kind of diminishes that a little bit. But in terms of Rev 2, the round star screens were very personalized, and you can, you know, it was a lot about the character. You know, it was very cinematic. You know, it was the first 2.5D 3D Guilty Gear game that we got. So of course, you know, they was gonna go all out, bust all the moves. But this one is a much more clean aesthetic. You can tell they was trying to go for a much more fresh start, especially how the intro screens go. But I think they were very cool. I think the wind screens could use a bit more flair, in my personal opinion. Maybe like an extra effect or two, a little bit of color, and a little bit of, you know, like some deeper UI choices for the windscreen visuals. But other than that, I think it was pretty good. And the round star screens, all that stuff was pretty good. Visual direction of camera movement, I don't completely understand what they mean by this, so I don't want to speak on it because I don't understand what they mean by this. The battle effects, I thought the battle effects just looked like battle effects. It wasn't nothing too crazy. I thought it was pretty cool. I like the counter stuff. You know, it could be smaller. It doesn't need to be that goddamn big to cover the whole screen. But I think it was pretty cool. I like how the sparks looked. I like how the dust from the when you jump up looked. You know, I like all that shit. That shit was pretty cool. It all looked nice. The battle system. I guess the battle system. It was just a battle system. I guess I like it. It felt like Guilty Gear. You know, I've been playing Guilty Gear for a while, so I feel like a Guilty Gear battle system with some new stuff like the improved RC system and the reworks of the RC system. I thought that was pretty cool. But in my opinion, I thought the battle system was just pretty good. That was good. You know, it played and functioned. I had fun while I was playing it. While I was playing it, right now I wouldn't have anything to say to further it. It's like to improve it. So I'm just gonna, you know, take a step back and just think about that for a bit. But other than that, I thought the battle system was good. I thought the music was pretty good too. I did like the songs. Especially Giovanna's theme. It was really good. The BGM was pretty good, really good. Sound effects were pretty nice. I like how the sound effects were. Boom, 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 boom. You know, fighting game stuff. You know, it added that depth of layer to the game. You know, make you more immersed and make you be like, damn, this is happening. You know, kind of get you hype. I liked it. And the voices, I thought the voices were amazing, especially Giovanna's voice. I didn't expect Giovanna's voice to sound like that, but how it did sound, that shit was good. I love the voices. The voice was really good. They really popped off. It had a lot of depth. It really fits the character. The voices really, really fits the characters. Okay. We asked for opinions on several aspects of the game. There was a form to write freely about your thoughts. Let's take a look at some of the opinions because we came across a lot. First, regarding the visuals and effects, we received many comments stating that the game looks good, but there are issues with visibility. In particular, many players encounter issues with characters blending into the background and being difficult to see, as well as losing track of the character's position due to camera effects. With GGST, we're trying our hand at using effects and visuals that are thought to be taboo when developing fighting games. The current state of the game is the baseline of our general direction, and we are still working on refining and improving it. As far as issues with the character's visibility, we are looking into adding a setting so each player can adjust it for their needs. It's pretty good. As for music, we receive many requests from players who want to be able to select songs from previous GG titles. In the retail version of GGST, you'll be able to purchase them from in-game currency and select them as your BGM. Nice. Sick. Let's discuss the battle system. This covers so many topics that it may have been difficult to answer on the survey. Answers on this topic had the most variation depending on what other game players have experienced with in their region. Let's take a look at some of the most frequently mentioned key phrases from everybody's answers. Damage is too high. Many players commented on that damage is way too high. There are many concerned that this is not just a problem with the game's balance, but also takes away from the fun of pulling off damaging combos. I guess I can see that, but I thought the damage was pretty cool because I don't think the game is supposed to be like combo orientated or combo heavy. Those supposed to play a different style, and I think the style that the game was trying to be played at, I thought the damage was pretty okay. It could be slighted. I think it could be adjusted down just a bit more, but I thought it was pretty okay. I wasn't too mad at the damage. After hearing your feedback, we plan to adjust the damage so that it's more suitable for how often and how difficult it is to land each attack. In general, however, the damage will remain high as per the GGST's design. It could be said that part of the appeal of Guilty Gear series is the tension and exhilaration felt during the fast-paced matches. In previous titles, however, the player can only experience this after practicing and learning complicated combos. The length of the average combo is much shorter in GGST, so that more players than before can experience this. This is why the overall damage is set high, including for single hits. There are other elements influenced by this direction, such as the reconsideration of frequency of combos in general. We've analyzed many replies from the beta test and we feel the game mechanics are overall successful. We are adjusting the game so that the simple combos and situational combos each have their own merits, not limited to damage, but also in terms of meter efficiency and the situation you're in after the combo. Okay. So looking at this, it's pretty much just saying, you know, we have a theme for the game, what we want to do for the game, and we're pushing that thing for the game while trying to fit what you guys need as much as possible. I think the idea of the players can only experience high damaging combos and the cool exhilarating fast-paced stuff is if they learn like really long excruciating combos in the game, which I don't think overall is true because everybody's version of excitement is different, but it could be grouped up in a fighting game. But I don't think that's the case. I think them saying that wasn't really what they wanted to like express because the game's completely different, so the combos wasn't there in the first place, if that makes any sense. So I don't think that's what they really went on expressing when they said that. Roman cancels are interesting, but I felt limited by meter use. Fans of the previous GG games in particular had positive things about Roman cancels. At the same time, many mentioned feeling restricted because the round would finish before they could use Roman cancel how they liked. Taking this into consideration, we have reconsidered the general rules of running the meter game. We didn't simply increase the game rate, but you should be able to use your meter more freely overall. That I kind of agree with that because I was like, in previous GG titles, it was split. It had you could go max of 100 meters and it was split into 4 sections, but this game is only 2, so it's 50-50, and everything you do with your RC for your meter, it costs 50 tension gauge. So you could you had to like build up your meter, but you can get meter positive by doing like the wall break stuff, by doing the new mechanics of the game, what they try to get the characters to do, like dabble more into the game's mechanics. You can get stuff like meter gain, but I still felt as though like the meter could be amped up a bit. That's how I felt. Even with all of that, I felt as though the meter could be amped up a bit. Jumping is too strong. Many players felt that the neutral game was lacking due to ground and anti-airs being too weak, while aerial options were too strong, making jumping a common choice. We also determined that this needed improvement and have made significant changes. I can't explain each individual change here, but there's one point that would be very noticeable difference from the open beta test. Anti-airs. Anti-airs was low-key whack. Why would you do an anti-air? You might as well try to do you might as well go to an air-to-air and just try to challenge or just block. Anti-air was like okay. It was just there to be there. It was like cute. It was a cute part of your moveset. To be honest, like if they made anti-air stronger, that's decent. That's kind of cool. That would be something that would really benefit the game a lot. Get rid of the infinite. Some characters had access to infinite combos. In addition, there were notable instances of overly simple combo structures. We are planning to deal with this by adjusting the game mechanics in addition to the character balance, so that these combos won't end up as the most viable option. For example, hitting an opponent with the same move more than a set number of times will make them float less. This set number will be different depending on the move. We don't want to completely get rid of all the loop combos, so we chose to increase the ways we can balance the game. Okay, that makes sense. We don't want infinite in the game like Guilty Gear anyway. I don't think that would be a good thing. I really don't think that would be nice for the game at all. Please rate the comfort of the online battle. Did not play online. Very bad. Bad, average, good, very good. I thought the online was fucking amazing. Excuse my language. I thought the online was great. I did not have a problem with the online at all. It felt so good. The online felt really good. The rollback netcode was highly praised, and we saw many matches between different countries and regions. However, in some instances, matches could become quite unstable, sometimes becoming incredibly slowed down. We'll be working on adjustments and improvements as the game release approaches. To get a bit deeper on this topic, during the test, we had an input delay fixed at 1 frame, perhaps due to their experience with previous GG games. Some players confused the rollback frames. The rollback frames displayed for their input delay. However, the input delay was locked at 1 frame. As mentioned in the previous backyard, we are still looking into whether we should allow the player to set their input delay based on the network connection and how to handle filtering network connection strength. We are hoping to conduct another beta test fixing the bugs and improving game systems. So we are planning to make the decisions after looking at the results from the test. Good. About the second open beta test. We are planning a second open beta test. Okay, based on players' feedback. The time is yet to be determined, so please keep an eye out for the updates. That is great. It's nice to hear that. That is awesome. About future volumes of Developer's Backyard. Thanks. That's all for developer. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. That's all for volume 5 of Developer's Backyard. Thank you for reading to the end. We received many kinds of comments announcing the change of the release date. We'd like to thank everyone for your support. Our team is working hard to make sure GGST will live up to everyone's expectations. Please look forward to its release on June 11th. We're currently submitting a submission for topics that you'd like to discuss with the job as well. Question via the form below. Please note that we're going to play with characters that are being announced, and we will get ready to have submission. And make it here. Okay. Well, that was the Developer's Backyard. A lot of good things were said, a lot of interesting things were said. They're jumping down the topics that a lot of people were talking about and all the other stuff. So that's pretty good that they're trying to communicate, let it be known that hey, we're trying to improve the game, make it better. So let's talk to you guys. Let's talk as a group, let's see what we can do for each other. Let's see what's going on with the game, right? So I think it was pretty cool. But that's pretty much it for the Developer's Backyard. I want to thank you so much for coming by and reading it with me, and I hope you all have an amazing day. See you later.